everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Rebecca's still bopping to that. It's awesome, right? Like it gets you going every time. You're just like, this is
Totally.
anyway. Welcome to the Disney Morning Show. I'm Kyle, I'm the editorial director for Laughing Place, and joining me today is not Doobie, but the other co-founder of Laughing Place, Rebecca Mosley. Hello.
Hi, Kyle. Good morning. I want to say a quick hi to Nikki B and Geo and Gene Plus Plus. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm awake. So here I am.
Well, we're gonna get started the same way we start every time. So the last time we did a show on Friday, the stock was at 113.46. Let's take a look at where it's at now.
Ooh.
114.53. Nice little pop there. It looks like it's had a tumultuous morning, so it was probably higher at one point. Let's refresh real fast and see if it changes at all. 114.56. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah. Nice.
Got a few more cents on there.
Nice bump.
But now we're going to continue with the weather. Here's Ethan.
Hello there and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim is in for a sunshine-filled day that will top out at 65 degrees. Walt Disney World will hit 75 today and will be mostly sunny, with cloud cover increasing later in the day. Castaway Cay is 73 with sunshine now, although it will get to be a bit windy in the afternoon. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point is 76 and sunny right now. Disneyland Paris is mostly clear tonight, and in the hours ahead, will fall from 49 degrees to 38. Tokyo will climb to a high of 46 tomorrow, but showers will move in come the late afternoon, cooling things down to around 40. Shanghai will be overcast tomorrow, which will keep their temperature down below 50. Finally, Hong Kong will see showers on and off tomorrow. Through it all, they'll stay in the mid to lower 70s for much of the day. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Well, if you couldn't tell from Ethan's song choice there, the Oscars were last night. And we have a funny story. Every year we post about the Disney winners, but Tony this year had to go and change the headline to winner because there was only one Disney winner last night. Despite, Complete Unknown was shut out. But Kieran Culkin did win for A Real Pain for Best Supporting Actor. But I did want to talk about some other stuff because the big winner of the night was Nora, which is a film by Sean Baker. He won, it's an indie film, so he did a lot of the work. He directed, he wrote it, he edited it, which is rare, and Best Picture. So he won 4 Oscars, which is the most that anyone's ever won for a single film in a single year, but it ties the number for an individual taking home the number of Oscars in a year, and that was Walt Disney. So Sean Baker officially the new Walt Disney. And what's kind of funny about that is he actually made a film called The Florida Project about Kissimmee, Florida. This isn't Sean. This is my friend Chris, who co-wrote The Florida Project and some other Sean Baker films. And we have an interview with Chris on Laughing Place. I will put it in the chat.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're looking, I know there's a lot of interest in Sean Baker now that Honora's this huge Oscar winner. So if you want to go back and check out some of his other films, I'd start with The Florida Project. If you've ever been to Walt Disney World, you'll recognize a lot of sites of it. It's about people living in motels along 192. And yeah, it's a sweet film. I mean, it still has an edge to it, just like Honora does. But I think if you like Disney, that would be where I would start. And you can check out my interview with him.
Okay, so before you move on, I want to just ask you.
Yeah.
Nikki B's coming in and saying loved Conan. I know the Oscars aired on ABC, so it's a Disney. Well, we can talk about it as terms of production. What did you think of Conan's performance? This is a tough gig, right?
I didn't. It is, and I haven't watched the show. I did watch his opening monologue. I found that on YouTube after the fact, and I enjoyed it well enough. I like Conan. I thought there were some Conanisms. Of course, he's doing like a musical number that sounds like something from Music Man, which I know is his favorite musical. And he
Uh-huh.
also has the sandworm playing the piano, which is exactly like one of my favorite Conan characters from Late Night was Cactus Chef playing "We Didn't Start the Fire" on the pan flute. So this felt very much in that vein.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of funny to hear Conan talking about Disney and stuff like that because he's been over in the NBC world and then TBS. So to kind of
Yep.
see Disney promoting Conan was a little strange.
I,
But
I
you mentioned
wasn't
it. Go
I
ahead.
wasn't watching, Kyle, but my Twitter, I started to discover about the Oscars was my timeline started to shove at me some Hulu issues.
Yeah, the people were having issues apparently logging in to begin with, and then the show they must have programmed it as if it was going to end on time, which everyone knows it's not going to. So it caught off in the middle of I think Best Actress, and people didn't get to see Best Picture. I think you can watch it all now. You can watch the full replay on Hulu, but yeah, not a great outing for their big live stream of this. The first time it's ever streamed live on Hulu.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And all of us Disney fans are just saying Disney tech. Come on.
Yeah. But in happier news, I guess, not that there's anything
Yep.
wrong with the Oscars in general, we got some new items for this is I should have had my barely queue ready, but we have a new collection from Loungefly, Rebecca.
Yeah, Daisy Duck's 85th anniversary. So you've got a collection of items. You're looking at price points from 25 all the way up to 85. Not only do they have things like backpacks and wallets and purses, but they also have a couple of really cute clothing items as well. A hoodie, a t-shirt, really leaning into the spring palette of Daisy Duck with the aqua and purple and pink. Love it. But I'll be honest, I was like 85. Wait, I thought that she debuted back in the 30s. But then in reading up, I guess that's considered like Donna Duck, like a precursor. I always kind of thought of it as like her birthday would have gone all the way back to that. But no, it looks like they're focusing on that Mr. Duck Steps Out, which is where we met Daisy as we know her now with the bow and the poofy sleeved dress and everything, not the Donna Duck that had been in the Don Donald short back in the 30s. So new knowledge for me as I did some prep today. 85.
I was looking through some of this stuff. I think this one might be my favorite. This looks a lot rounder than it actually is if you go to the page, but I like the color scheme here. It's also perfect for spring as we're kind of headed into that with these pastels. It's like Eastery motif.
Exactly. I was gonna say I think this is my favorite. The striped tee with the aqua and the purple and pink. I would really love it if the daisy was smaller and like up on the shoulder or
Yeah.
or maybe just on the sleeve rather than just kind of across the chest. The other item that I love is the hoodie, the purple hoodie.
Yeah.
With the embroidered daisies on it, and then the embroidered the mini bow. I mean, sorry, the daisy bow, and then
I know what you meant. I thought you meant mini as in small.
like the outline of the duck. So
Yeah, that's really cute, and of course got the Loungefly on the drawstrings there. $70 is kind of expensive for a hoodie, but it's not outrageous. I wouldn't call it outrageous.
I feel like that's getting to be pretty standard nowadays.
Yeah, that's the thing.
For a branded embroidered hoodie, it's feeling pretty standard.
So you can find those on Loungefly now. I don't know if they're going to be coming to Shop Disney at any point, but and also we got the exclusive on that. They gave it to us early. We got to announce it as it went live. So
nice. By the way,
cool things when you follow Laughing Place.
Fred Ramirez pointing out something. Daisy in that cartoon, Mr. Duck Steps Out, sounds like Donald. And that's because Clarence Nash actually voiced Daisy. So now we know Daisy as having kind of a much more intelligible, almost human type voice, as opposed to Donald. Donald was the only one they left in that realm of kind of odd. Which, by the way, I was watching on Disney Plus the short, and the subtitles. They don't even totally translate everything Donald says. Sometimes they just go exclamation, even though it's clear to me he's saying like actual words. They just go exclaims. Okay.
Maybe he's swearing. But we got news from Disneyland Paris this morning, more specifically the Walt Disney Studios Park as it transforms into Disney Adventure World. They are opening a new boutique near Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. This is actually replacing the former FastPass distribution area for the ride, and it's going to be inspired by flower shops in the 1930s. It'll even have like one of those little coolers that you see, the refrigerators you see in flower shops. And this work will begin next month, and it's expected to open by the end of the year. So if you happen to be in Disneyland Paris, let me try to pull up another photo real fast. You can take a better look at the concept art.
Anything that expands that era of architecture and vibe in a Disney theme park, I am all for. Give me that classic Hollywood era. I love it.
Yeah, you can see these open doors and stuff. Because this used to be just a FastPass distribution, and I guess they don't need that anymore since they have all the fancy things.
Well, there you
go. Over at Walt Disney World, got some new PhotoPass magic shots, right?
Yeah, it's Women's History Month, and so there's a variety of magic shots available. Some will give you a character like Edna Mode, Mrs. Incredible. You've got Louisa, Tiana, Alice. But in some of the cases, they're celebrating legendary female Imagineers and artists from within that Disney history. So you can find homages to Retta Scott with the Bambi reference here, Harriet Burns with the Tiki Room, Lietta Toombs with the homage with the Madame Leota head. So in the cases with the Imagineers, you're looking at a practical item that you're holding that is an homage to their creations, their additions to Disney. With the others, obviously, you've got that character kind of popping in the scene. Our article highlights that for you. If you're interested in these, be sure to grab that before you go. I checked in the app, and the app doesn't currently list where these are. So you'll want to have these in your pocket so that you can find the locations that are offering these magic shots until the end of March. By the way, Retta Scott also, who my childhood images of Cinderella are most attached to. I know a lot of people think Mary Blair, but Retta Scott did some of the illustrations within that Golden Book that is so familiar to people. So just want to mention that in light of Women's History Month.
Well, something we don't know if it's actually for Women's History Month or is a longer term change, but we got some news out of Tokyo Disney Resort where, if you're not familiar, for many years they've had these soap dispensers that dispensed a Mickey head. And I know they've kind of recreated that in the United States with the ones you can buy. But just now they've added Minnie ones, and you can tell the difference because now she has this little bow. So you get this little Minnie dispensed onto your hand. This at a few restrooms. If you check our article, you can see exactly where all of these locations are. And again, we don't know how long this will be for, but another fun update out of Tokyo Disney. They're known for these cute details and kind of out there ideas.
I would love to know two things. How does this impact the usage of soap when washing your hands, leaving a bathroom? And how does this impact the amount of soap used when washing your hands? I would love to know. Now we see, 80% of people are now using soap when washing their hands, or
we probably
3 liters versus 2 liters.
We could cut flu season at Walt Disney World. We just
do you still miss? I miss the way my hands would get so like baby soft on Walt Disney World vacations because it was that powdered soap, which had the exfoliating aspect to it. Do you recall that, or was that before your Disney World era?
It might have been beforehand. I've never been local to Walt Disney World, so it's always been kind of spaced out. I think the first time I went in a very long time was 2009. I don't necessarily remember that. And then the next time I went would have been few
Oh
years
yeah, so
after
you
that.
were
So.
way after. I suspect Gio might remember the days of the powdered soap. Luke jumping into the chat and saying it's Japan, so people actually wash their hands.
It's true.
Meanwhile, Nikki B is hoping that they have it at work.
Oh, I know about that situation. If you part of our Discord, you get to talk about these things. Anyway, over at Walt Disney World, the West Side Starbucks, aka my mobile office when I'm in Walt Disney World and I don't have a hotel room, will be closing for a multi-month refurbishment. So this is starting today, and it's not expected to reopen until June. They say this is a long time coming. I don't exactly know what they're going to be doing, but this is a huge bummer because this is what I'd consider the real Starbucks at Disney Springs. Yes, there's the one at the marketplace, but I absolutely loathe it. You can never hear them call your name. Everyone's just crowded around. It stresses me the heck out, and I will be very sad that this is closed, but I don't have any plans to go to Walt Disney World, so I will wait and I will enjoy it in its newly reopened version, hopefully this June.
Hey, I plan to use Starbucks as an office later today because I find that sometimes when I need to write something up, being at home, I get distracted by all the things I need to be doing at home. So I'm going to go hit the Starbucks and write up.
No, there's something to that. I've definitely had
what I'm writing
times. Yeah. We're going to look at the top 10 and then we will get
Woohoo!
into your review. But this is the TV14 setting. We have Win or Lose still hanging strong at number 1. Number 2, Pacific Rim Uprising. That's the second film, I believe. And that must have recently hit Hulu. Ice Princess, thanks to, well, not thanks to, poor Michelle Trachtenberg's passing, number 3. Yeah. Stitch has a glitch, still there for some reason. And then the Marvel-a-thon. Oh, Wizards of Waverly Beyond Waverly Place at number 9, and A Complete Unknown, a special look, not the actual film. People probably thinking it is and sitting through it.
By the way, Wizards, I know Selena's popping up in a, like, I guess is again doing another little cameo. So I'm betting that's why it's there. But yeah, I'm with Gio. Pacific Rim Uprising. I'll be honest, the only thing I know about Pacific Rim is that they were doing some sort of sneak peek one time when we were at or maybe it was an attraction, like a movie based on it or something, you know, like one of those attraction film things that they do in theme parks sometimes. I feel like that's what I know about it.
The only thing I know about the second one is that Kaylee Spaney is in it, and she is local to Springfield, grew up here and stuff. So.
Oh, gotcha. GB says, if Paradise is on Kyle's list, I take credit. GB binged Paradise over the weekend. The entire season was on our TV throughout Sunday as I was doing chores.
Smart move. Paradise is number 3. And also, that's interesting. There's a different Uprising photo. Are they finally getting into these dynamic... there's a different thumbnail that has John Boyega and Kaylee Spaney on my regular. Let me see if I can switch it real fast and show you guys, because that is interesting.
Oh, enjoy, Nikki B. It is some amazing television.
So here's Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yeah.
There, and then when I go to my Kyle profile, it's got a different photo.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, let's get to...
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
Rebecca, you watched this morning. I do want to say, for whatever reason, my Disney Plus is in British, so that's why this says coming up 4-3 instead of 3-4, in case you're wondering.
Oh, that's awesome. It's in British. Not abysmal was this morning's SC Plus debut. It is a high energy, concentrated version of SportsCenter to kind of get you caught up in the morning. It's clearly going to be fun. I mean, the camaraderie between Gary Strusky and Randy Scott is undeniable. Gary was one of the main forces within their Snapchat SportsCenter that was such a colossal success I mean, its numbers were amazing. And now they're moving into the Disney Plus realm. This is a Disney Plus offering. So you can enjoy just a constant, like the anchor of it is going to be the popular top 10 of ESPN Sports Center, and Randy and Gary's humor. They are again, they're fans, so you're going to have that Disney element. In fact, today within the first few moments of it, they're already hyping Daredevil that debuts tomorrow on Disney Plus, and so they kind of bring that in, start talking about daring plays, the top daring plays. So a little bit of that kind of pop culture aspect is in it. I appreciate Randy's humor. I have not been a Sports Center watcher for quite a while, and actually discovered Randy through his appearances on the Le Batard show back when Le Batard was part of ESPN brand. A fun Twitter follow. He is a Disney fan. So I remember him sharing a screenshot of his virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy, saying real ones know, so he gets it. So there you go. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to writing it up, I'll be honest, because I had a good time watching it. It's 15 minutes. I figure I'll throw it on with my morning treadmill, kind of like, get the juices flowing in the morning, grab my coffee, and watch it, or throw it on, as I do my warm up on the treadmill. So yeah, Sports Center Plus on Disney Plus. Fun stuff.
Yeah, it's called SC Plus because it's on Disney Plus. So then I want to call the Sports Center that's on TV SCTV, but I can't do that because then it's copyright infringement.
Look, you can't see it, but I got my Sports Center shirt on.
Da-na-na,
da-na-na, da-na-na. Randy this morning kicked off his Twitter, his X, I should say, walking in front of this wall of all the like Sports Center and ESPN catchphrases. And we actually, when we were touring Bristol with the ESPN experiences back last year, we have pictures in front of that wall. So I was like, I know where that is. So yeah, it was pretty fun. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, let's move on to
And the rest.
Well, first up in And the Rest, we got a new trailer for season 2, as I call it, of Doctor Who on Disney Plus. Obviously, Luke was excited to write this up as our resident Doctor Whovian. And it apparently confirms a few things, teases some other stuff for this season. It's going to have 8 episodes this season. They'll be releasing each week, and it kicks off on a date I didn't write down, April 12th at midnight Pacific, because it airs in the BBC in UK first. And then
Gio's pumped for season 2.
Yeah, I mean, I know Luke is. He was a big fan of the first season. It's definitely taken a turn since the BBC days. You could tell that are able to put more money into it with Disney's investment. So hopefully that is paying off, because I know people want to see more. But right across from where the Oscars took place last night, the world famous El Capitan Theater, they're bringing back some favorite films.
Yes, they are. Is it the second week of March? Yeah, second week of March. You're gonna have Tarzan, Aladdin, Hunchback, Emperor's New Groove, and Pinocchio all on the big screen. It's the anniversary, the 85th anniversary of Pinocchio. So take note of that. But on the dates that are listed in the article, so March 10th for Tarzan, March 11th for Aladdin. Throughout the day, I think it's 4 screenings are going to happen at the theater on those dates. So if you are in the Southern California area, El Capitan Theater, right there in Hollywood, as Kyle mentioned, across from where the Oscars were held last night. And you can catch Tarzan on March 10th, Aladdin on March 11th, Hunchback of Notre Dame, March 12th, Emperor's New Groove on Thursday the 13th, and they're wrapping it up with Pinocchio on the 14th. So
I'm not going to swear to this because I haven't looked, but El Capitan, when possible, usually keeps their showtimes pretty simple. It's like 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. So pretty safe bet there, unless the movies are too long for that. But
yep. I wonder if they'll have, I know for current films, they do lots of like displays and special exhibits and things. I wonder if there'll be anything kind of a unique nature beyond the fact that you're getting to see it on the big screen, which by itself is amazing. I mean, I love the notion of going to a theater and seeing Hunchback, on the big screen rather than the small screen. It's amazing to think how many like young people now have never seen, because I grew up in the era where you looked forward to every so often those Disney classics coming on the big screen, whether, like Cinderella, released in the 50s, but every so many years it would be on the big screen and everybody would go see it. And now they've all seen it, on their phone.
I'm pretty sure
TV,
I'm pretty sure my first movie in the theaters was The Jungle Book, which I'm not old enough for when The Jungle Book came out, but it was one of those 7-year cycle things.
Yep.
So.
Yep. No, I'm interested to see kind of the impact that's gonna have. So
yeah, I would imagine they do some probably like a collective for all 5 in the display. So since it's one a day, you probably don't want to make over the theater entirely. But they'll still have the fun.
Exactly.
You'll have the organ and you'll get a curtain show, which is just probably the generic curtain show, but still fun.
Yep.
Well, heading around LP, I have a few updates for everyone. First of all, the latest episode of the Laughing Place on Balance podcast is now available wherever you get your podcasts. And I will say, a spoiler for the thing we bet on, how many Disney company wins will there be at the Oscars, and the line was set at 5, and I took the under. So looking like a genius there. But yeah, so be sure to check that out. And then we also have a new episode of Laughing Place on location, this time hosted by Eric.
Yay!
Quickly becoming one of Doobie's favorite contributors, I'm sure. He got to check out the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival.
Ooh.
So be sure to check that out on our YouTube. And he's got this fun Ms. Marvel shirt. So that's good. And then also, while Eric was over at California Adventure, Alex was in New York checking out Toy Fair for the North American International Toy Fair. So we have several articles. We also have a live blog of all the fun little things that he was checking out.
I'm sorry, but those ducks are adorable.
Which ones?
That were at the top of top of the feed. These are precious. You've got like Stitch duck, Moana duck, Buzz Lightyear duck. These are
good luck hiding those around Cruise Line.
Right?
I mean, actually, it'd be very easy because they're way small. But yeah.
Yep. So I loved it. There were also there's some Toy Story figures coming because of the anniversary. I'm trying to think what else caught my
Bluey
eye.
Legos.
Some Lego. Yep. No plural. Lego. Some Lego.
Yes. Sorry. But yeah. So anyway, check all of that out on Laughing Place right now. The fun stuff. I think this story is fun. Rebecca, what do you think?
I do too. The voices of Mulan were reunited recently. Ming-Na Wen visited her, I would say, voice sister in Lea Salonga, who is currently performing in Sondheim. It's called Old Friends. So look at Sondheim's career, I believe. But Ming-Na Wen was the speaking voice of Mulan, whereas Lea was the singing voice. So a nice little nod there in her socials.
Yep, very fun. And I think they're both Disney legends.
By the way, Gio popping in with a fun fact. He says it's interesting. I'm going to label it fun because Doobie's not here, so I have the power.
That is fun. I did not know that. Second part.
A writer on Paradise was the actor who portrayed the voice of Aladdin.
So I gotta get all right. Here we go. So this is one that Fred told us about the other day, and I was just going to show it because it's kind of funny. This is from Shaq and a Fool. You can see at the Orlando Magic game, Mickey, historical black college band leader Mickey, walking onto the court a little too early, has to be ushered off.
Yep.
Very fun.
Oh, I remember when that hit my timeline. It was pretty fun stuff. The one that the way I had my screen set, it seemed like it was even darker. Like it was like super dark when he was walking out on the floor. So that makes it even more confusing to me. The way I saw it, I was like, well, of course, if the floor goes that dark, he's gonna think it's showtime. But yeah, so Shaq in the Fool. I love that segment, by the way, over with inside the NBA.
Yeah. I don't know if that's coming over to ESPN when TBS loses.
I'm interested to see how that show feels when it moves. When it moves. So yeah.
All right, you ready for your quiz?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, first, just to warm you up, this one you don't have to. I'm not going to quiz you on, but on this day in 1845, Florida became the 27th state in the Union. So there you go.
Happy birthday, Florida.
I guess it's a milestone one because it's we're in a 5 and that ends in a 5.
Yeah.
All right. On this day in 1937, someone was born, and ChatGPT bringing down the mood at the end here. But let's read this this poem. He voiced a young lad full of flight in a film that soared day and night. With a shadow of wings, he captured our heartstrings, but his story took a tragic bite.
Oh, okay. So this is Bobby Driscoll.
That is Bobby Driscoll. I don't know why I needed to bring that up, but there you go. Bobby Driscoll, the voice of Peter Pan. A few clues in there between shadow and flight and all those things.
Unfortunately, that's one of the sad realities of being a celebrity, is that if you have a tragic ending chapter, it tends to be forever linked with your name. It's just one of those weird dynamics we do as a society.
Yeah. Well, on this day in 1967, a movie was released. Here is a poem about the synopsis. A city slicker, quick on his feet, found himself where the wild ways meet. With a whip in his hand, he took a bold stand and faced foes he could never beat.
Dude, okay, this one has me perplexed. I'm waiting for the chat to give me some suggestions here, because
Well, I will say, even though it's not supposed to have the word in there, whip is in the title of the movie.
yeah, I'm not.
1960s. Wow. Okay.
It's not popping. Oh, of
The
course.
Adventures of Bullwhip Griffin.
Bullwhip.
I knew you know it. Like you know the movie, even if you couldn't get it from
This is based on a book called "By the Horn of the Great Spoon," by the Horn of Great Spoon, or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I don't have a poem for this person, but on this day in 1970, someone was born. She has ABC credits, including Boston Legal, Modern Family, and she was also a voice in Tangled the series.
Boston Legal, Modern Family, and a voice in Tangled.
Yeah, a big role on Modern Family. I'd focused on that one. 1970.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not Julie, is it?
It's Julie Bowen.
Wow, nice. See,
Yeah,
for me, it would have been. You said she had a role in Lost. Then I would have.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I think she'll also be in Happy Gilmore 2 coming up.
Oh wow. Okay.
On this day in 1983, a ride at Epcot debuted. It was not the official opening date, but it debuted nonetheless. It would open like a couple days later.
What year in Epcot?
83.
Ooh, in 83. So kind of a later. Oh, look at Gio jumping into the chat with Figment.
Incorrect. The answer is Journey into Imagination.
Oh, that's harsh.
There's no Figment in the title even.
I cheat. I just lead on the chat and go, "Hey, chat." I wait. I pause. I let the chat answer.
I do want to mention, I'm not going to quiz you on this because we talked about it last week for the day it was dedicated, but today is the official 30th anniversary of Indiana Jones Adventure at Disneyland. So happy
wow.
birthday to that iconic ride. But then finally, I have one more for you. On this day in 2015, a movie was released. It's a direct-to-DVD movie, and it's a sequel to another direct-to-DVD movie. A tiny winged spirit full of cheer faced a beast that was big and unclear, with a heart made of gold and a story once told, probably in this movie, it's told the one time it's told. She showed courage and friendship sincere.
Guessing it's Tinkerbell and the Never Beast, or
I knew you'd get the Tinkerbell part, but I'm very impressed that you got it. That is
Oh,
Tinkerbell and the Legend of the Never Beast.
Never Beast. I always think that it looks like Dory.
It does.
Like our friend Benji's.
Yeah.
Whenever I see this, I think of his Dory.
Well, that's all we have for today. I did a refresh on the Parks blog. I didn't see anything. Let me check our patented Twitter list. And nothing much there except another ad promoting SC Plus. Oh yeah, the Moana. Let's take a look at this. Why not? As you know, the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot is kicking off very shortly, and they're sharing a video of the Moana, Pua, Hey Hey, and Maui topiaries that are being installed and have presumably finished being installed now.
I was gonna say, I think I think
That's pretty.
didn't we share? I think we may have shared some photos of them as they appear now on our Twitter. I'm
Probably.
not sure, but yeah. See, and
Just pull it up.
I'm not sharing my screen. And plus, this reminds people, follow us on socials. See?
Yes,
You and
laughing_place, please. That would be very helpful. Yeah, let me pull up the there they are. You don't get to see the cool lighting effects on her paddle, though.
Aw.
But yeah, so thank you all so much for joining us this morning. Park Talk tonight at 4 p.m. Pacific. And then we'll be back in some iteration tomorrow morning for another Disney Morning Show. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.